busy days, but it's all good. It's a lot coming up. So I was counting the other day, and I think from Time to Rock and forward for 1.5 months, with 90 bands.
90 bands.
So yeah. Yeah,
that's a lot.
that's a lot. Yeah.
So what?
So it's a lot of riders to go through for that.
So that's not just for Time to Rock Festival 90 bands, right? That's for other shows as well.
Exactly. For Time to Rock, we do 45 bands, I believe. 45 bands, I believe, this year. Festival, we 3 days, festival, and 2 stages, and now we're doing 4 days and 3 stages. So we upgraded to 1 more stage and 1 more day. So it's growing.
Right. So how long has Time to Rock Festival been going? Because to be honest, I only just heard about it this year.
I think it's 15 years.
15 years this festival's been going, and I just found out about it this year.
Yeah. I've been working with it since 2017. I've been the production manager. And I've been going there. The first year I was there was 2012, and I was there as a tour manager for a band from Los Angeles called Wanna Drive.
Mm-hmm. I know them.
Yeah, and then I got to know them, and the festival loved the band, and I got to know everybody at the festival. So Wanna Drive got more or less every year for quite some time, and then in the end, the production manager at the time, he didn't want to do it anymore. He was just doing it as a fun thing, and it was not fun for him anymore. It's more stress than fun, and then he just decided to quit. And I just ran into him in an evening where he was just sitting down at the festival and all stressed out, and he's like, "Do you want to take over for me?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?"
The right place at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. And I had not done anything and that size before. I'd just been tour managing smaller bands and doing smaller local band shows and whatnot. And then so this was like the first bigger festival that I worked on.
Okay, and so as the production manager, what does that entail? Like, what is it that you do? You don't book the bands, right? But you just check all their riders and make sure everything's good for them. Is there more to it than that?
Yeah, I'm booking everything, backline, stages, lights, PA, everything, all the logistics. Now I used to write the schedules, also like the timetables. I used to book some when we had last year, or I booked it before the pandemic. I booked Skid Row for the festival, and then the pandemic came, and then Erik Grönvall, the Swedish singer, joined the band, and it just lined up. So we're supposed to have them as the first show with him in Sweden, and then canceled because of logistical issues with shows being moved around because of the pandemic. But I wish I would have booked the first show with Eric in Sweden and Skid Row, but no, it was Sweden Rock.
Yes, I was actually there at Sweden Rock. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see you at Sweden Rock this year. You were there, though, were you?
I was there. I came up Thursday evening around 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So.
And then I stayed for the rest of the festival. But it just feels like it's so much people there.
Exactly. There was like 48,000, a little over 48,000 is the number I heard. I don't know how correct that is.
I think that is the amount of sold tickets. And then there's guest list and accreditation and people working, and maybe they work for 2 days and then they're off and then they spend the rest of the time there. So from what I heard, it was around 60,000 at the most at the same time on their grounds.
That's that's a lot of people, and I've noticed as going now, that was my 9th time at Sweden Rock, that it just seems to get bigger and bigger every year. Which, I mean, I still love the festival, but it's getting too big, I think, in some ways. So I think something like Time to Rock is more my speed. With so what is it? It's 4 days, 3 stages, and 45 bands, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And this is the first year that you've gone to the 4 days, did you say?
First time we're doing 4 days. First time we're doing 3 stages.
Ah, okay. So, like when you started back in 2017, it was just a 1-day event, or? was it bigger than that?
No, it was 2. So I think it was a 2-day event at the time, and then went up to 3 days, and now we're up to 4 days.
Nice. I can't believe it's been going for 15 years, and I've never heard about it before. And I travel to festivals a lot, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have some new people working with the booking that is well known and better. Yeah, they have a lot more experience in these things. They have a lot more contacts. So I think with these last 2 years, especially this year, we got a little bit higher profile based on the bands that are booked, because it's more wider, more niche, more like unique bookings, like the trilogy we're doing with Tom G. Warrior, with the Triptychon and the Celtic Frost shows, and Hellhammer, which is a world exclusive show. And we have, I think they're Canadian, Tease,
yes,
right?
They're from the 70s band from Canada that I don't know super well, but I do know some of their stuff. And as far as I know, that is their first ever show in Europe, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. And last year, do you know Adam and the Metal Hawks? On TikTok. The guy, So we had them. That was their first European show ever with us last year. So we're getting some more, a little bit more higher profile and more unique bookings, which is gaining a bit more attraction, and people notice it a bit more.
Right. I know that, like for me, as soon as I saw the lineup right away, I was like, I have to go to this. I have to go to this. And that's one of the things that I liked was some of the uniqueness and the smaller bands. I don't go to festivals over the world for the headliners usually because I can see them here in Toronto, right? So I like stuff like you're talking about, like Tease hasn't played a show in forever, and I don't know them super well, but it's something new, so I want to go check it out. Bands like the Smoking Snakes or Battering Ram, things like that. I like those low ones on the bill. So when I saw stuff like that, I was pretty excited. So,
yeah, I think you're gonna love the third stage we added now, because it's all these up and coming smaller bands on that stage, and all bands are Swedish. Like the biggest that we have on that stage is Treat, which is not a new band, but there are definitely a lot of more up and coming, interesting acts there, I think.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the stuff that I look for, and even a band like Treat that's been around since the '80s that I've seen. Fortunately, I've been able to see twice now. They didn't get the play over here in North America, so a lot of people don't know them. So I certainly haven't seen them very much. So it's kind of exciting to see something different, right? And still, of course, great music. So really looking forward to that. But I think that's I guess maybe that's what helped your draw a bit more attention this year as well, was some of the bigger names. Maybe, like you say, you've got some new folks on helping you out with the booking. Maybe. I don't know, but
yeah, for sure.
I know lots of folks are talking about it, and I'm looking forward to it. But now let's. I'm just going to backtrack a little bit for everyone that's out there listening. We do have quite a few folks on, so that's pretty good. Hopefully you folks are interested in Time to Rock Festival. If not this year, if it's something you want to look at for next year, this will be my first year attending. So get in touch with me, and I can certainly help you out and offer all kinds of advice and stuff like that, for coming years. But head over to their website, their Facebook page, and I'm sure there's ticket links there where you can all purchase tickets and stuff like that. But now I first met Martin. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't remember the year. I'm going to say 2018 maybe, at the Melodic Rock Fest in Sweden.
Yeah, I'm so bad with the years.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was at Melodic Rock Fest. But, the year, I think it was 18.
Yeah, I think so as well, but I wouldn't quote me on that. But what happened is me and, a lot of the listeners know my friend Mike Belanger. They see us on Facebook traveling together. We went over to that event, and we happened to know the organizer, Johan, a little bit. And we said, we're here. We'll help out if you need. So he put us, he says, okay, help these guys build the stage. You are our boss. So we just call you the boss. And I remember Mike and I were trying to put the legs in the part of the stage, and every time we lifted it up, the legs would fall out. Right? So like, what are we going to do? Nobody was around at the time, so we just got to put it in place and walked away. Like, let's get out of here. Telling bands don't stand on that side of the stage. Yeah. But that was our stint helping you build the festival. But that was pretty cool. So we've called Martin the boss ever since, and I've run into you several times at Sweden Rock and stuff like that. So that's been pretty cool.
for sure. I think my connection is a little bit bad here.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm breaking up.
You wavered a little bit there, but are you on Wi-Fi? That might be part of it, or it could be.
I'm on the 4G actually, and because I live out in the middle of nowhere, so usually it's a 4G router I have anyway. So I just skipped the Wi-Fi and just went straight.
Okay, so it might be on my end. Sometimes we do have some streaming issues, but it's nice. I appreciate you being able to give us a little bit of time today. That's mainly what I want to do is try and raise a bit of awareness about the Time to Rock Festival. I thought it had only been around for 3 or 4 years. I didn't realize I was so late. And one of our listeners there, Metal Mike 71, has commented. I put the comment up on screen. I don't know if you're watching, following along on Mixcloud or not. But he says...
not right now.
They've changed the name. It was called, I'm going to say this wrong, Helgia Festivalen before? Or
Exactly. Kind of Helgeå is the Swedish way of pronouncing it, but this is exactly why we changed the name. To be honest, it's just it's wanted to get a more international profile on it, and it just wouldn't work with that name. And also from this year, we have a lot more visitors coming from Germany, Norway, and so I feel like it has paid off.
Mm-hmm. And have you ever had anyone from Canada before?
Not that I know of.
Woohoo! I might be the first one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and that does make a lot of sense to change the name for that because especially anyone in North America for sure, and maybe some of the European countries maybe can be the pronunciation a little bit closer because they're more used to the Swedish language. But yeah, we would bastardize that name every time, like Skogsrojet, right?
Yeah. And it's not only the visitors; it's also like when you book a band, they don't really know what to expect. If you say that Helgeå Festivalen, there's not many American bands or Canadian bands or whatever that would understand what it is, and just Time to Rock Festival. It's very explanatory. It's you know what to expect from that festival.
Yeah, that's true. That makes a lot of sense. So now, when it started, I assume you know the guys that started it from the very get-go. Mm-hmm. They're still involved with it, the same original guys or guys, whoever it might be.
Yeah, there were a couple guys involved from the beginning, but one of the more prolific guy. It's always when you start out something small and it's a couple hundred people, the local friends or whatever, coming hanging out. It's not always the people that are starting it that is the most suited to do things. But there were a couple of guys starting it, but there's some from the get-go that are still involved in it, and then they have had other local guys also join in, and that can help out a lot. So it's a really good group of people.
What made them want to start a festival? Because, to be honest, you've started a festival that's similar to a large one like Sweden Rock, in a similar area to Sweden Rock at a similar time of year. That seems like heavy competition to go up against. What made them want to start a festival? Do you know?
From the beginning, it was not as niched towards this genre of music. It was a lot wider and then more local. I'm not sure if you saw this year at Sweden Rock, the band Jodla med Steve. They played Sweden stage, and they drew 35,000 people on that stage.
Was that the band that was all in Swedish, and it was a funny kind of a band?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I didn't watch them, but someone had told me they had funny lyrics, but of course I couldn't understand it. But yes, it was very, very crowded there.
Yeah, so they that type of music they were also doing, and then they had everything was traditional rock in a commercial way of booking. It was more for the locals when it started out, and that's also a reason why we're doing this fourth day as a warm-up day. That we have a lower ticket price, of just trying to give back to the local community in a way more than this commercialized way of booking that festival has turned into. So when it started out, it was not niche in a way. I don't think they ever expected it to even be considered as a competition to Sweden Rock. So I think it just turned out that way. And at the time, in the beginning, when I started to go there, it was in end of August, and then there's so many things that comes into perspective when you decide a time for doing a festival. Partly it's the weather, when is the weather, and then it's when do people have vacations so they can go, when it ends on tour. I'm doing so, and we're doing that in May, Sweden Rock, and it's like we cannot hardly get any international acts for that, because a lot of the North American bands, they don't go on tour in Europe until late summer, because it makes no sense to go already in May, because they need to fill up. There's not so many festivals, and they need to fill up with more local shows in between, club shows and whatnot. And doing club shows in May and June is really tough. There's not many people that want to go to club shows. You don't sell so well. So that means you need to fill up, and then it doesn't make sense to go in May. And so therefore it's tough to do a festival in May if you're wanting to do international acts.
Right. And that certainly seems to be the way that you've gone with international acts. And I know you said that they didn't think that it was ever going to be a competition for Sweden Rock, but I mean, I sure think it is. A lot of folks I talked to this year at Sweden Rock were talking about Time to Rock Festival. There's a lot of buzz about it, and everyone's saying the same thing. It's like Sweden Rock used to be. So, there's sort of more to those more special bands and a bit of a smaller thing. I think a lot of folks are hoping it's going to be a bit more kind of family-oriented, not family like wife and kids family, but family like everybody that's there is going to get along well in that kind of an atmosphere.
For sure. And as you say, it's like when you have that festival, it gets more that family feeling in a way. We have about 300 volunteers that make that festival happen. Considering we're not like as large, Sweden Rock also have a lot of volunteers, but they're also a lot bigger, and you lose that familiarity in a way, which you still get at Time to Rock with having that small connection. And it's nice. I really enjoy working that way. It's not so. It doesn't feel like a big machine. It feels like you're part of everybody, talking to everybody, and it's not too big.
Excellent. I love that kind of an atmosphere as well. I mean, I love Sweden Rock too. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not here to bash on Sweden Rock because I go every year and I'm going to continue to go. But I really like the more family.
I've been to Sweden Rock every year since 2005.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, you live there, so it's easier for you than me. But but I'm certainly looking forward to hanging out with you a little bit at Time to Rock. But I get the feeling you're probably going to be too busy, right? Will you be able to eke out time for a beer?
It depends. Absolutely, for sure. We'll grab a beer. Absolutely. Usually what it is for me is like the first day or two. Like now we have 4 days. Like when we did 3 days, I had the first day was busy just figuring out all this missed out and correct things and whatnot. And then the second day I was kind of mellowed, and I could just take it slow and could go around and do stuff, talk to people. And then the third day you already start preparing for breaking everything.
Right. So okay.
Usually I get at least 1 day in the middle, which is kind of slow.
Cool. Yeah. I hope so anyway, but if not, I will be over at Sweden again at some point in the summer, and hopefully we can link up then. But now, how do you say the town where Time to Rock is? Because I'm probably going to bastardize that name too.
Knisling.
Oh, I was close. That's how I would have said it. So is that easy to get to by train as well?
There are it's kind of like Sweden Rock, where you there is a train and that goes and then it's like 20 minutes from there, 15 minutes from there, and there is specialized buses going. There's extra buses dedicated for the festival also.
Great.
So you can go by train to when you take the train to Sweden Rock, you stop in Kristianstad.
Okay, yeah, Kristianstad, right?
Switch, exactly, and that's where you will take the train also for Time to Rock, and then it's about 15 minutes from you.
And there will be festival buses there that we can shuttle buses, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure, but there will be.
Okay, that's that was also a bit of a personal question because I've never been there before. Yeah. So, and it's hard to Google because I can't spell the names properly and things. So, but exactly. I assume that you have quite a good grounds for it, quite a good open space for the event. Mm-hmm. So, I'm looking forward to that. What about some of the bands on the bill? Is there anyone that you're out of this that you're really looking forward to see that maybe you haven't seen before, or is there a band that you're really working with that you think everybody should see?
I don't work with them. Okay. One that I think everyone should see is Dahmers.
Is which? Sorry,
I love the Dahmers. The Dahmers.
Okay.
It's like a horror punk kind of thing. I think they're fucking amazing. I love that stuff.
I'm just writing that down. I don't have any music for them, but maybe I can find some later in the show, and I'll be able to play some for the folks. Sure. But I just wanted to see if there was something you were excited for. So, but now I got now I got Facebook calls going off on my phone over here at the same time. Don't you people know I'm on air? Might be somebody listening. But anyway, Metal Mike 71 also says he's been to the festival once, and he saw Skid Row there with Tony Harnell on vocals at that time. He said that a while back when you were talking about Skid Row. I just forgot to call it out. So he looks like the person that also might be able to offer advice for anyone that is interested. But I do appreciate your time today, and appreciate you coming on and talking a little bit about the Time to Rock. Is there anything else that you want to talk about while you're here?
Ooh, I'm so bad in this.
And unfortunately, to be honest, folks, this is I'd spoken to Martin probably 2 months back, and I suggested that we come on and do something for Time to Rock. And then, of course, I went on my month-long trip, so I didn't really have time to prepare, and we were going to try to do it next week. But Martin says he has an engagement next week, and he was afraid to come on because he might be drunk when he gets here. You've never seen my show. I'm usually drunk by the end of it too, so it would have been all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and it would have given me a little bit more time to prep up some questions and things like that. But I just think that I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great event. Like I say, I love the lineup already. It's got that specialness, that individuality that I don't see at all these other major festivals, and that's really what I'm looking for as a festival goer. And hopefully. I'll get some other North Americans on board as well. Hopefully some Europeans. Hopefully some Swedes as well. I'm going to make a lot of new friends, I'm sure. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. All right. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. And I'll let you, because I know it's getting late over there for you, right? What time is it? It's like 10:30 for you?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I'll let you get on with the rest of your evening. And I'm going to play some tunes here now. I'm going to do a couple of songs from some bands that I want to see at Time to Rock. And I got a couple requests in line to play as well for some other folks. So we'll do that. You're welcome to stay on and watch the show if you want. Or you're welcome to tune in or call back any other week as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Well, let's see what we can do. And we'll make sure, figure something out. Or if not, we maybe see if we can record something at the festival.
Yeah, actually, that would be really cool if we got some time at the actual event where we can sit down and talk about a few things. Would be pretty cool. All right, sounds good.
Absolutely.
All right, cheers. Thanks, Martin, for coming on. I appreciate it, man. And I'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
bye.
Take care.
Bye. Bye. All right, folks, there we are. Martin Nilsson calling in from somewhere in Sweden to talk about the Time to Rock Festival. I'm really looking forward to going to that. I know you folks probably say I travel too much as it is, but get over it. I'm going to travel some more. Woohoo! I don't have any money, though. That's a problem. A big problem. All right. One of the bands I'm looking forward to seeing at Time to Rock Festival I've seen many, many times before, but I absolutely love, so I want to do a track from them now. They are DAD, Disneyland After Dark. Excuse me, there's that dust in my throat I was talking about. But DAD, Disneyland After Dark, I'm looking forward to seeing them. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do a young Swedish band that only has a 3-song EP out there. They are called Smokin' Snakes. And if you like the song I'm going to play after DAD, you can head over to our website at www.cgcmrockaradio.com. And you can read a review written by Metal Mike 71, who's currently in the chat listening to the show. And he did a review of that Smokin' Snakes EP. So here we go. A couple bands I'm looking forward to at Time to Rock Festival.